Hello, everybody. I hope you can see me on YouTube. It says it's going live, so hopefully we're all set. If not, then you don't know what I'm saying right now. But we will have a recording, and we'll make it available. So hopefully you can all participate. Today we acknowledge the boys in the choir and chorale that have been in the group for a while, and they've entered their ninth grade year. So at this point, we are promoting them to be called an alumnus of the choir. They've kind of graduated, if you will, and have completed a good amount of time and service to the choir, and some of them are continuing to sing with us. Others have decided to move on, but they are all alumni now. And so we are recognizing them today, and we've asked each of them to say a few words, just a short little speech to you all. And you're welcome on YouTube. You're welcome to put some comments in the chat box or whatever they call it over there. Hopefully that will be recorded and something that they can have in the future. Since they can't hear all of your applause today, hopefully they'll be able to read some of your comments. So we're just going to go through one at a time, and hopefully we all have good connections. Some of them are struggling a little bit, but we'll do the best we can. So to start, we'd like to hear, I'm going to cancel my spotlight here, and we'd like to hear from Ben Wilson. So let's hear it for Ben. Congratulations, and go ahead.
All right. So, hi, everybody. My name is Ben Wilson. For those of you who don't know me, I am an Alto 2, and I joined in 6th grade. Um, so, yeah, I haven't been in the choir for very long, but my limited time in the choir, I highly enjoyed. It was great. I loved I loved just singing together. Like our combined voices all joining into one beautiful piece of music. Um, and I just loved that. I loved that. That was awesome. And we had a lot of practices, especially in the Christmas season. But or a lot of practices, a lot of concerts, and it was time consuming. But all that work, all produced one great big outcome, and it was great. I loved it. I mean, yeah, sure, it was a lot of work, but it was totally worth it. It was totally worth it. I loved it. So yeah, I just want to thank a couple people who helped me through my initial induction, and learning the 12 songs. And yeah, so first I want to thank Mr. Stroud, who really helped me with learning my Blazer songs. Going through the various problems, the various setbacks. The various wrong notes, the wrong tempos, things like that. But Mr. Stroud set me straight, and eventually I got in. And yeah, yeah, thank you, Mr. Stroud. That was really great. I would like to thank Mr. Smith for conducting and putting all that time into the choir, just investing his heart and soul into the choir, and organizing all these all these practices, and especially when COVID happened and in March, and we couldn't be in person, but he figured it out, and he did a great job. We did some great audio recordings together on walking to school, and I think there's another song, but I forget what it was. Um, and and walking to school sounded great. I love Yeah, that was just awesome. I want to thank my parents as well. They helped me get motivated to finish up uh, all my songs, and they reminded me to get working when I when I just didn't feel like it. When I was learning my first 12 songs, and they just helped motivate me and encourage me along the way, and they're a great big help. Um, so yeah, I'm taking a break for the fall, but I'm really looking forward to coming back in the spring and singing with you guys in the chorale. That's it.
Thank you so much, Ben. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, next we would like to congratulate, and let's hear from Connor Texada.
Hi. So for those of you who don't know, my name's Connor, and I've been in the choir for a while, and currently I am a baritone in the choir. it's just been a while. Like, I can't believe I'm finally an alumni. I can't believe I've been around for this long, and it's just been all around good time. I went to a lot of amazing places. Like, Italy was probably one of my favorite tours, seeing the Colosseum, seeing Sicily. That was just all around fun time. And the concerts too. Like, every time I sang at the Kimmel Center, it's just wonderful singing with all my friends in choir. It's just great. Well, I have a whole list of people I want to thank, but I just wrote this yesterday. So first off, I want to thank my mom, dad, Ella, and the rest of my family for helping me out through the whole thing. Like, especially mom and dad for driving me 30 minutes to and from the city and home to get me to rehearsals, sometime longer to get me to concerts and other events. And for some friends in the choir, I want to first thank Andrew because he was my first friend in the choir when I was going to do my first rehearsal for it. Other guys I want to thank like Bryce, Cameron, Sam, Mr. Bloom, the other Salamis. Like, it's the group I had on that one tour to Italy. And all the other guys in choir. Like, thank you all for all you've done. So I also want to thank the three music teachers I had in school, like Mrs. Jones, Miss Callahan, and Mr. Bizage. Like, they told me about the choir when I was still in elementary school. Um, Miss Callahan took some time out learn to help me with some of the songs I had to learn for my blazer. And Mr. Bizage is still helping me out with singing, and he's helping me fine tune my voice. So, and lastly, I want to thank Mr. Ashby for helping me and teach me all those techniques so I can use my voice peak efficiency. And to Mr. Smith and Mr. Stroud for letting me into the choir in the first place and sticking with me for like 4 years, 5 years, I don't know how long, but thank you for sticking with me, you two. Well, I've had just the best time in choir, and this place will always hold a place dear to my heart. So thank you all for all you've done, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be leaving or not, but it's definitely not gonna be my last time singing with the choir. So I'll be back. Don't worry.
Thank you so much, Connor. Congratulations. Next, we would like to hear from Chase Schatzman. Let me just find his screen. There we are. Chase Schatzman.
Hi. Sorry. I'm Chase Schatzman. I've been in the choir for 3 years in sixth grade, so like not as long as most people, but I've been here for like quite some time. And although I will be continuing later on this year, I think it's important to like share all the memories that I had with went to Carnegie Hall, Italy, Vietnam, and Singapore. And I just want to thank Mr. Smith for everything. You know, he conducts, he does a lot of stuff. So it's good for him. And then Mr. Stroud, I'm in the same school as him. So he's also my music teacher in school. So he had to deal with me for a lot of years. So, and then also Carol Latimer, who is my vocal teacher in my school. She's been great. And then who else? Oh yeah, Mr. Ashby. He's the voice lesson person for the voice choir. And I will be continuing later on, as I said, but I just want to say thank you to everyone for, you know, like, yeah. So,
for like, yeah, I want to thank everyone for like. Who is this? What is this?
We okay there? All right. All right. Thank you so much, Chase, and congratulations to you. Hope to see you soon. Next, we would like to hear from Lucas Shannon. Lucas.
Hi, my name is Luke Shannon, and I've been in the choir for maybe about 2 or 3 years. And I just want to say that being in the Philadelphia Boys Choir has been one of the most exciting and unique and crazy experiences of my life. Every minute of rehearsal, concert, and every time we just managed to get a note just right made my entire experience worth it. And I can't imagine not having this in my life. So I've got a lot of people to thank, so bear with me. First, I'd like to thank my mom and my dad. Sorry, Mr. Smith. Both of them put up with all of the late rehearsals, all of my long concerts, even longer car rides, and crazy traffic on the way to Philadelphia and everywhere. I literally would have gotten nowhere without them because I don't own a driver's license and I can't really drive anywhere. So they put a lot of effort into it. And I just want to say that it was amazing to be able to know that someone's supporting me. I also carpooled with Miss Chen and Arthur Hu. And if they're watching this, I just want to thank them for that. Arthur made every car ride amazing and funny and interesting. And Miss Chen had to go through everything that my parents did. So thanks to both of them as well. Thanks to Mr. Smith and Mr. Stroud. Mr. Smith, thank you for always somehow getting the choir through hectic and crazy music seasons, whether it be Christmas or whether it be tour. Thanks. I don't know how you could have done it. All the dedication you put into the choir is just really amazing, and it's really impressive to be able to get to work with you. Mr. Stroud, thanks for being the great co-director that you are, and for helping us out whenever we couldn't quite get a note or a certain measure just right. And you let us like salute you whenever you walked into a room. And that was pretty great. It's pretty cool how you let us do that. So thanks for that too. I'd like to thank Mr. Ashby as well for all of the vocal advice that he's given the entire choir, not just me, and all of the funny little names he comes up with them to help us remember them. I honestly can't imagine what it would have been like to have to memorize their actual technical names. So thanks for that, Mr. Ashby. And finally, I'd like to thank everybody who's actually in the choir. It's been amazing to get the chance to sing with all of you and to interact and get to know everybody here. I got to make amazing friends, and I just want to say all of you've really made this worth it. So I've noticed a lot of people have really been ending their little speech thing really with words that kind of, make people cry and whatnot. So I just want to say that it's been a life-changing experience for me. I just want to say it's been amazing. It's been a wild ride, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. And I hope that anybody who's watching this, who's still in the choir, just keeps at it and enjoys the ride too. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Luke, and congratulations. Next, we'd like to congratulate and hear from J.D. Scarpa.
Can you hear me all right?
We can, yeah, thank you.
Okay, good. So, J.D. Scarpa. I've been in the choir 7 years. Yeah, first I just want to thank my mom and my dad, and especially my mom, for driving me back and forth from concerts and rehearsals, and all the people I've carpooled with. I want to say thank you to Mr. Smith and Mr. Stroud for like all the hard work they do in the choir. Like, it must be really tough, like organizing all those songs for spring and Christmas concerts. I want to thank all my chaperones for all the tours I've gone on. They were all amazing. One of my highlights was on my first tour. We were going through the Amazon, and we arrived at this big waterfall, and it was just exhilarating. It was amazing. Probably like one of my favorite memories from that tour. And just want to tell candidates that or people still in the choir, it may be tough at first, but over time it will grow on you. It's very great. Thank you.
Thank you, JD. Congratulations. And now we hear from Tristan Santana. Tristan, congratulations.
Thank you. Joining the boys' choir was an opportunity of a lifetime. I say that because I myself didn't think so at first. I remember telling my mom that I did not want to join the choir, and she said, "No, you're joining." Because of her, I would have never met some of my lifelong friends: Jackson O'Boyle, Romel Coker, Liam Miller, River Bunster, Peyton Owens, Makai Hernandez, and Jeffrey Jabor. I also would have never been able to shape my voice into what it is now, and for that, I thank Mr. Smith, Mr. Stroud, and Mr. Ashby for the wisdom and discipline they offered me. Of course, I would have never made it to choir without my carpool. And for that, I thank the Owenses, the O'Donnells, the Kangs, the Wades, the Colonies, the Crothamals, my Uncle Sean, and of course, my mom and dad. I want to give a big thanks to my mom, Sandy, mom, Lori, Boppy, Pop, mom, dad, and sister for contributing to all my tours and have, contributing to all my tours and have the most exotic experiences of my life. I will never forget I will never forget the sacrifices you all made for me, and I hope that one day I can do the same for you. Thank you for all. Thank you all that I mentioned for making this journey possible. It was a very, very long, bumpy ride, and I look forward to coming back during the spring season. For all the new kids coming in this season, I would like to tell you no talking during rehearsals. I know you might not think Mr. Smith or Mr. Stroud can see you, but trust me, the eyes in the back of their head are all knowing. Make the most of this opportunity and enjoy the ride. It is going to be hard, frustrating, fun, thrilling, and breathtaking. So make sure you take it all in and sweat. A wise man by the name of John Stroud once told me, if you're not sweating, you're not working hard enough. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations, Tristan. Next, we'd like to congratulate Peyton Owens.
Hi, my name is Peyton Owens, and I had auditioned for this choir almost 6 years ago. And since then, this choir has been a huge part of my life. I'd like to thank all the people who supported me through my voice choir experience, especially my parents and family, who through all the hundreds of trips back and forth to Philly, supported me the whole time and encouraged me to be the best I could in choir. Also, I'd like to thank my awesome carpool drivers for all the memories we made on those long car rides. And I really want to thank my good friends who have made my years in the choir the most memorable experience of my life. Whether they have graduated or still have years to go, I want to say that I'm happy that I was able to spend my many days of choir with you guys. I definitely won't forget my amazing vocal instructors, Mr. Smith and Mr. Stroud, who got my vocal talent to where it is today. To Mr. Stroud, who dragged me through 2 different tours as my chaperone, and who always managed to get us up in the morning with an early morning phone call on tour. And to Mr. Smith, who inspired me to always be the best I could in choir. The voice choir tours are definitely some of the most amazing things I've ever done, like trekking miles through the Amazon jungle in Ecuador or singing in the Vatican. These are things I would have never gotten to do if it weren't for the voice choir. I thank everybody who made this possible for me. I'd like to end off by saying how much this choir made me into who I am today, and I hope that I can continue my musical journey even after I've graduated. Thank you.
All right, thank you, and congratulations, Peyton. Next, we would like to hear from AJ Owens. Now, AJ is having some technical difficulty, but we think we're going to be able to make this work. So, can we find AJ's screen?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. All right, give it a shot, AJ. Congratulations.
First of all, I'm not related to Peyton Owens in any way. I'm actually older than him. All right, my choir adventure started out 9 years ago. I was 6 and participated in my church school choir program. No one there except my friend Blaine really knew how to sing. There we had to memorize hymns and recite them. One of the leaders whose sons were in the boys' choir recommended me to the boys' choir. Next thing I know, I'm in my booster seat in the middle of my mom's car and driving to the rehearsal building. I was hesitant and did not want to sing to someone I didn't know, but my mom said I could watch a Star Wars movie afterwards because they were in the adult-only movie section. Right away, I did the audition. The year after the audition, I was with Mr. Stroud and beginning cadets. Those were some of the best times I've ever had and made some lifelong friends. You guys know who you are. After I passed the cadets, it was time for the grind. Like my friends, we had to memorize 12 songs and recite them perfectly to get in the performing choir. I thought I could do it by myself, but when my dad heard me, I was completely off. He helped me fix all the mistakes and learn the rest of the music. When I went to the audition, I wasn't confident that I would do well, but surprisingly, he recorded me in his office for 10 songs. I got 11 out of 12 songs passed on the first try. I remember the day finishing the last song and telling everyone I got my blazer. In the coming years, I was chosen to sing for AVA, or Academy of Vocal Arts, for Magic Flute. The next year, I sang Magic Flute again, but this time for Opera Philadelphia. I love that I love that even more. The next season, I was chosen to sing the operas Carmen and Tosca. Those were amazing as well. I've been on 4 tours in my years in the choir. I've been to Cuba, Ecuador, Vietnam, Italy. Italy was by far my favorite tour besides Ecuador. I've been to an extreme amount of concert venues as well, and including the Kimmel Center, Carnegie Hall, Academy of Vocal Arts, Mann Center, etc. From my second year to now, I've been in office. 1 year I was even vice president. I've been a big brother to 3 boys. One is graduating as well, Jack Salucci. It was the best time I had outside of home. Even though I've been picked on for most of my life and in and outside school and choir, I perform more solos than anyone in the choir. If I could give advice, I would say sing in a way that's comfortable and the way that you like. Always go for solo auditions. Record yourself and listen to it and see how you sound. If it doesn't work, then try it again, try something else. Go for all the opportunities you can, just like I did, and I got into 4 operas. I would want to thank Mr. Smith and Mr. Stroud for staying with me for 8 years straight and being the great people you are. Also, my parents, who drove me to rehearsals and concerts, who also helped me with my auditions and practice my solos. Also, my chaperones, who dealt with me for 2 weeks in different countries the entire time. Those who are still in the choir, stay in for as long as you can, and remember, do not yawn in rehearsals and concerts, and also never walk off stage unless you get sick.
Okay, I'm sorry. Are you done, AJ? I was having a problem over here. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Congratulations. And next, we hear from Ryan O'Donnell.
Hi, my name is Ryan. I've been in the performing choir for 2 years, and in those 2 years, I've had a great time. I've only been on 1 tour, though, which was Italy last year, where nothing interesting or crazy at all happened, and it was completely normal. And in these 2 years, I want to thank all the people that helped me with the choir. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Smith for being a great director and keeping the choir together. And I want to thank Mr. Stroud for helping me plus my Blazer songs, even though I think he just passed me because he got bored of seeing me over and over again and just decided, yeah, it's time for you to get in, please leave me alone. Mr. Ashby for helping me sing better, and my big brother Cameron for being a great big brother and showing me what to do when I was just confused on what was happening. I also want to thank all the parents who found a way to drive me to school or practice every Wednesday and Saturday. And I want to thank Hunter for being a great chaperone on my tour. And lastly, I want to thank my carpool, Ethan, Peyton, and Tristan, for being great friends and bribing the parents to get us McDonald's on the way home. That's my speech. I don't really have everything else.
All right, thank you, Ryan, and congratulations. Okay, let's see, who do we have next? Next is Ethan Lander. We congratulate you, Ethan, and let's hear your speech.
Okay. Hello. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep, we hear you. Great. I like your outfit there, too.
Thank you.
Nice.
All right, so hi, I'm Ethan Lander. You probably already know me. I was in the choir for about 6 years, including my time as a beginning and advanced cadet. The best thing I gained here was a bunch of lifelong friendships and a lifelong love for music. I remember back when I was a beginning cadet, I saw the performing choir perform a Disney-themed concert at my first spring concert. It was so spectacular that I still remember it from 6 years ago. I remember when I went on tour for the first time. It was in Ecuador, 2017. it was nothing but a cheer fest, at least for me, because I missed my family so much. I made so many amazing friends, including Carlos Villegas, Griffin Miller, Aleem Castillo Gambardella, Tristan Santana, AJ Owens, Cole McIntosh, and so many more amazing people along the way. I plan on taking a small break since I'm trying to improve on grades, and I plan on returning in the spring or winter of next year. This was a fantastic journey that I hope everyone gets to have as as long as they're in the choir. And I just want to thank my parents, Mr. Smith and Mr. Stroud, Mr. Ashby, and everyone I carpooled with. So yeah, thank you for this amazing experience, and I hope everyone else gets to enjoy it the way I did.
Thank you, Ethan, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And now we'd like to hear from, there he is, Oliver Jackson. Congratulations, Oliver.
Thank you. Well, the first thing I want to say is I want to thank Mr. Strode and my mom for helping me so much with learning all my Blazer music. And I would also like to thank Gabriel Beckett and Julian Mills, because I would have definitely not been able to finish it all without them. If there was one thing that I learned from the choir, it would definitely be that hard work pays off. Because first learning those songs, it's kind of like all a mix up of a bunch of stuff, and then once you actually get on stage and sing it and then hear an applause, it's just amazing to hear all of the voice parts coming together. And I've only been in the choir for 2 years. This is my 3rd year, and I've only been on one tour, which was the Italy tour. And not much happened except for fire alarms going off in hotels and people clogging toilets. I would also like to thank almost everybody in the choir for just making it a wonderful experience. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I think Lucas touched on this before, but hail John.
Okay, thank you, Oliver. Thank you, Oliver. And now we'd like to hear from and congratulate Jeffrey Jabor.
Hello, my name's Jeffrey Jabor. I'm an alto 1, and I've been in the choir for 6 years now. The Philadelphia Boys Choir gave me so many experiences that I would have never thought of experiencing. There will be multiple memories that I will never forget for my whole entire life. I wouldn't be here right now without my family. They have helped me so much over the years, driving me to practice and helping me learn the standards. I'd like to thank my friends who have made it super easy for me to have fun every time we meet. And I would also like to thank Jeff and John, because they're the ones that are pushing you forward during practice. And for the new candidates who joined, all I'm going to say is just have fun and enjoy the music. I'm going to be taking a break, but I'm looking forward to come back and joining the choir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey. And now we'd like to hear from and congratulate Max Hollis.
Hi, how's everyone today? I'm going to try to keep it short, but my name's Max Hollis. I've been in the PBC organization for about 4 years now, 1 year in cadets, 1 year in performing choir, and 2 years in chorale. I would like to thank my carpool, the Chose, and the Bastizzies. I've known Jason for about a year now. He's taught me so much about just education, as well as preparing me for high school, as well as Jack Bastizzi, a really good friend. I've known him for my entire 4 years. I watched him grow, and I'm glad to see what he can do in the choir. I would like to thank my friends of the choir for making this memorable. That includes Julian Caesar, Jack Salucci, Brian Morty, and most of my fellow alumni here today. So thank you so much for what you guys have made and have me enjoy my PBC experience. I would like to thank my vocal coaches next, Miss Kim and Mr. Ashby. Miss Kim, she's a good friend of my mom's. She helped me with a lot of my 12 songs, as well as all things bright and beautiful, with the pronunciation and just to be comfortable and reach the high notes as a soprano to middle, as well as Mr. Ashby for almost duct taping me to a wall, for my bad posture, my singing habits. Without any of his training, that I would have probably never had solos or any of those amazing things I've done in the choir. My last four I would like to put all together just because all they've done for me. My parents, Mr. Stroud and Mr. Smith. To know my parents, they're probably the most hardworking people I've ever known. My mom, without her, I wouldn't even be here right now. She picked me up one day after school, and she just took me to this building where I sang for Mr. Smith, and all of that was just led up to now, pretty much, as well as Mr. Stroud. I never did beginning cadets, but when I joined the choir, I was very scared. I always thought I'd be like all this mature and everything, but he taught me how to loosen up in our Tuesday library music arrangements and everything. So thank you so much for helping me get loose in chorale and everything, as well as my last thank you is Mr. Smith for giving me so much opportunities and making my experience memorable and changing my life forever for this organization. I only did one tour. It was Italy 2019, probably my favorite and only tour I've ever done. I really loved it. I met a lot of good friends there. I had great memories. I sang at the Vatican, all of this amazing different stuff. And just for alumni, or sorry, not alumni, new people coming in, you're not really here, but you can watch and pretty much just take opportunities. Like also stay on top of your 12 Blazer songs. I didn't get my Blazer till January when most people got theirs before November. I slacked off. I did all this different stuff, and just always stay on top of what you have and just be true. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Max. Congratulations. And next, we'd like to hear from Caden Ellis. There we are. Caden, congratulations.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Yes, we did.
As many of you know, I'm Caden Ellis, and I am an alto too, and I've been in the choir for about 4 years now. And I'd like to say that it's been one of the best times in my life. I made a lot of good friends like Oliver Jackson, Julian Mills, Jack Salucci, and many more. I'd like to thank my mom and my dad for helping push me to be in the choir. And also a big thanks to Mr. Smith and Mr. Stroud for helping me pass my Blazer songs. It's been a great time. Thank you.
You're welcome, and congratulations, Caden. And now we'd like to hear from and congratulate Jarrett Edwards. Jarrett Edwards.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jared Edwards. I'd like to start by thanking all of those who helped me along the way. I'd like to thank my elementary school music teacher, Mrs. Sigmund, who introduced me to the choir. Thank you, Mr. Ashby, for helping me perfect my singing technique. Do you remember the time you dyed your beard teal? Thank you to all of my carpool moms and dads for driving countless times to and from rehearsals. I'm thankful that my mom had a DVD player in her car so we could watch the Bee Movie all the time. Thank you to my family for all of your support. And lastly, I'd like to thank John and Jeff for all you have done for me and the guidance you've given me through these past 4 years. You have given me the opportunity of a lifetime to be a part of this group. Some of my favorite moments in rehearsals are when Jeff is really into his conducting and he starts to dance while he conducts. I had many great moments while I was on tour with my chaperone, Stephen Oliva, and the rest of my group, which we called ourselves the Salamis. I recommend that all boys should try going on tour because it is a great experience that you will never forget. And I'd like to finish with a story. One day, after a Nutcracker performance, I found the origin of the famous game we like to call Red Blazer. According to Jeff, a boy appeared at a Nutcracker performance with the original name being Big Booty. However, Jeff did not approve of the name, so it was changed to Red Blazer and still is to this day. It has been really fun for the past 4 years being a part of this choir, and until next time, hail John.
Okay, thank you, Jarrett. And congratulations. And now we'd like to hear from Dante DeMeo.
Hi. All right. Hi, I'm Dante. After years with the choir, I can't believe this day has finally arrived. It's a happy and sad occasion all at once, but I know that nothing stays the same as we grow older. When I started with the choir as a beginning cadet, I remember being blown away with how amazing the performing choir sounded in concert, and I couldn't wait to wear the red blazer. Getting through the blazer test was challenging, but I think we all learned how to take the choir and the music much more seriously as we learned how to be perfectionists. And earning the blazer made us way prouder than if we were just made automatic members. Being handed the blazer was one of the proudest moments in my life because of all the hard work that went into it. I remember one of my first concerts was singing with the Alfred James Band premiering a new album. And that's when I knew we were going to be singing all kinds of cool and different genres of music in the choir. Over the years, we've sung at ball games and ballrooms, stages, schools, concert halls, arenas, small churches, and huge cathedrals. All of it exciting and a learning experience. But we not only learn music theory and technique, but also discipline, patience, and how to behave properly wherever we are. Sitting still on a stage facing the audience during a 6 hours of the Lord of the Rings concert at the Man Music Center without being able to watch the movie seemed like a boot camp for all the young boys. But we learned that we could do anything during these concerts. I think experiences like that made us true brothers, and it created an forever lasting bond. Above all, we learned professionalism. I remember hearing comments from people who were amazed at how professional we sounded and how we carried ourselves during performance. And it's one of those things that makes me really proud of being a member of this choir. That level of professionalism expected in the choir opened many unexpected doors for me outside of the choir. I learned how to be a professional soloist. I was fortunate to sing with other outstanding organizations as well. Um, Here are some of the people I have to thank for so many years of extraordinary experiences. Mr. Smith is just amazing, amazing. He's patient, strict, but nice, very thorough, talented, and stops to teach lessons not about music, but about life. He keeps everything organized and in good manner, and he's just an amazing musician, and he's really talented. And I couldn't imagine anyone else being the head of the choir. He's amazing. He's such a taskmaster. He's amazing. I love Mr. Smith. Um, he comes up with choreography and plays the piano with one hand while conducting with the other. On his no days off, he may perform with the Philly Pops Orchestra and take care of his own kids as well. Um, Mr. Stroud is brilliant and funny and just as talented and caring as Mr. Smith. He conducts with a different style and is also a great singer. Mr. Stroud has also helped me learn and grow within the choir, and I really respect him a ton. I remember him beginning cadet. It's we uh we had a lot of fun, and it was awesome. There's just so many good memories. He taught us about a lot about music theory as well as Mr. Smith. Um, he has been with the choir for most of his life, like Mr. Smith, and it would not be the same without him. He is a great teacher and a great role model. Mr. Ashby has taught me a lot about my voice. It must be really difficult helping so many boys through all of these voice changes. He has been helping my voice transition and teaches me a lot about having good technique. I'm continuing voice lessons even though I'm taking a break from the choir. I also want to thank Stefan and Delane and everyone else in the office for everything they do, and the wardrobe moms and chaperones for helping us all out, especially when we all got burned on tour because that was really bad, and many other people, of course. Uh, I never would have. I'm sorry. Uh, but yeah, finally, I want to thank my family, my mom for helping me learn solos, songs, tricky rhythms, etc. I never would have joined if it wasn't for her. I also want to thank my dad, that tedious driving all over the place to get me to concerts and rehearsals. The rest of my siblings as well for also sacrificing time to drop me off to rehearsals and come out to my concerts. I'm just very glad that I have such an overall supporting family. I'm really sad to be growing older, but I will never forget all of the people, the friends, the unique experiences, and the music that we've made. I'll carry that in my heart forever and in everything I am. Hopefully, I'll be coming back soon, but in the meantime, good luck to all the new boys. I'm so jealous of you for all the new things you're going to learn and for the new journey you're about to begin. It's very special and you'll never forget it. I hope you all enjoy every minute as I have. To everyone moving on, I'm going to miss you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dante. Congratulations. And now we'd like to hear from Zach Crothamel. Congratulations, Zach.
Thank you very much. So hi, my name is Zach Crothamel. I've been in the choir, it's been about 6 years since I've joined the choir. 4 months in advanced cadets, and then the rest have been in the performing choir. And I can absolutely say that these past 6 years have been some of the best years of my entire life. So my third grade chorus teacher, Mr. Lenderman, recommended me to the choir, and for some reason I don't remember any hesitation when he asked me if I wanted to join. I just said, yes, I want to do this. So at the audition, Mr. Smith asked me to sing a couple scales and a song, and that was it. He sent me on my way, and he must have liked it, so because he asked me back again, pretty much the same thing, and liked it again. And he's like, we would like you to be in the advanced cadets. And I remember the first ever time I sung with the choir, we were practicing the Nutcracker, and I just listened into that, and the very first note that we've ever sung, I just thought to myself, this is awesome, this sounds incredible. And then a few months later, I move on to the performing choir, and it's a lot different. Meet a whole bunch of new people, more challenging music, and tours. The tours, everyone says this, but the tours are the absolute best part of choir. They allow you to get closer to everyone else in the choir, and just every time you go on a tour and you go to a new place, it's just more people that are just so happy to hear us sing. Like, they don't even speak our language, but they're absolutely so happy to hear us sing. And all the venues and places that we've sung, like, it's not every day you get to go sing at Carnegie Hall, or you get to go to Rockefeller Center to sing on the Today Show and meet John Cena, or go sing at Phillies games or Eagles games. And while we were in Italy, we stopped at the Vatican and we sang a mass there. Like, it's all these such incredible experiences have been brought to me by the choir, and I'm very appreciative of it. And now comes the time where I have to bore you with thank yous, so sorry about that, but I do have some very important thank yous to make. I would like to thank my grandmother, who drove me to choir every Wednesdays, and if she couldn't, my mom did. And back when I was in advanced cadets and I drove with my old carpool group, Tristan Santana, Peyton Owens, and Jake Wade. And I would like to thank Mr. Lenderman, who introduced me to the choir, and he has also helped me through the choir and helping with my blazer music. All my friends in the choir, you know who you are, but if I make a list, I'm going to forget names. So Mr. Ashby, I would like to thank him because he has shaped me into such a better singer than I was 6 years ago. I would like to thank Mr. Stroud for helping me with my blazer music and to make sure we were always singing with good posture. Learning your songs on the tour bus was also very fun. And I would also like to thank Mr. Smith for making me a better singer and just making me a better musician in general. Like, I can't believe how talented you are. So, and some of that has come off on me. So, thank you. And lastly, and most importantly, I would like to thank my dad, who, when I was in the advanced cadets, made me a promise that if when I went into the performing choir, he would audition and he would join the chorale. And when I got into the performing choir, he auditioned, he made it, and I don't know what choir would be like if he didn't join with me. He has made my experience in the choir so much better, and I don't know what I would do without him. And a really cool story about me and my dad. The first ever tour I went on was Cuba, and I was rooming with AJ Owens, Jamie Hinesley, and Jamie got really sick, like the first day of tour, and then AJ got sick a couple days later, and it's like, crap, I'm next. So I get sick, and I got sick in the morning, so I couldn't go out and do anything with the choir that day. So I had to stay back with the tour nurse, who happened to be my dad. And it's a rule on tour that you're really not supposed to be with family. It's supposed to be just choir. But I have to admit, it was really nice to spend a day with my dad in Cuba on tour. And so lastly, I would like to say a little advice for any of the newer boys that are watching. Always pay attention. No matter what it is, always pay attention. I learned this the hard way. If you don't pay attention, then you're going to miss something. And I learned that the hard way. My second piece of advice, and I always hear a lot of boys say this, if you want to audition for a solo and you're on the fence and you're not sure, if you don't audition, the answer is always no. So always try. I encourage, yeah, sure, you might not get the first solo you audition for, but trust me, there's a lot of opportunities in the choir. And I'm going to close off by saying I'm going to miss everyone that I've met because of the choir, but thank you so much for making my whole experience with the choir so much better. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. Congratulations. And now we'd like to hear from Arnab Chaudhary. Arnab, congratulations.
Hi everyone, my name is Arnab Chaudhary. What a ride it's been in the last 4 years, my 3 years in the performing choir and my 1 year in advanced cadets. I've not only been able to pursue my passion, but I've also become part of a community that I cherish and cannot imagine being without. Whether it's learning new songs, spreading harmony through the universal language of music around the US and the world, or appreciating diverse perspectives and making new friends. I would like to thank a number of people who, without them, I would not be here today. My parents and my brother Sartak for introducing me to the choir and pushing me to do my best. Mr. Smith, Mr. Ashby, and Mr. Stroud for teaching me how to sing the best I can. Kathy and Andy Walton for being such a great presence at tour, and my friends in the choir who kept me going. I would also like to thank my carpools, which includes the Chenoys, Lucas, Bashes, Gantleys, and the Zangs. I have a lot of fond memories from the last 3 years. I loved singing at the Pops and our holiday concerts, as well as the spring concert. Being an avid sports fan, I of course particularly enjoyed performing at the Eagles, Flyers, and Phillies games. Fun fact, in the 2 years that I sang with the choir on Phillies home openers, the Phillies won both of those games. The highlights was perhaps our tours to Italy, Vietnam, and Singapore. The sightseeing, souvenirs, and food was great. But to connect with people, realize how much we have in common, and yet how diversity can enrich each and every one of us, and how music can bring us together, I will always cherish and keep on cherishing those experiences. Obviously, this pandemic has made choir very strange, but I think that we did a great job adjusting with virtual rehearsals. And the best part is that we weren't battling traffic and hoping that we would make it on time. The pandemic also enabled us to be creative. It was really fun to do the walking to school video. I mean, it's pretty cool when Mr. Smith comes to your house to record you riding a scooter. And I look forward to doing the virtual concert this holiday season as I'm returning to the choir as a soprano. I'm happy that this is just a promotion as I look forward to many more years of singing with the choir and chorale as we share many more moments together and impact the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Arnab. Congratulations. And now we'd like to hear from Jack Salucci. Congratulations, Jack.
Hello, my name is Jack Salucci, and the first time I ever heard about Philadelphia Boys Choir was because 20 years ago, the boys choir sang for my parents' wedding. So this organization really connects family in a way that you can't get anywhere else. And the kids, I remember looking at them singing, I always thought that they were so cool. And they really are. Don't get me wrong, they're really cool. And I would like to thank my carpool, Mrs. Ellis especially, because she organized the whole thing. And also my dad, rain or shine, he always picked us up. Even when he hit that old lady's car bumper a mile away from the Philadelphia Boys Choir, he still came even though he was an hour late and picked us up. So I thank him for always picking us up. And I would also like to thank the kids in my carpool, like Caden, Paxton, Philip, Alex, Billy, Ben, other Ben, Luke, other Luke, Max, other Max, Evan, other Evan, Aviv, JD, Buddy, and Chase. And thank you so much for letting me look off your homework because it really helped me in school. So thank you for that also. I also would like to thank my two older brothers, Dante and AJ. Thank you for being such a good role model for me. And also Christopher and Justin, my two little brothers. Thank you so much for showing me how to be a role model to you. And you also taught me a lot of things. So thank you so much for that. I also thank my mom, my sister, and my grandparents. They went to every concert and they were always front and center in the audience for better or for worse. So thank you for that also. And lastly, I would also like to thank Mr. Smith. You are one of the best teachers that I've ever had, like in school, middle school, elementary school, one of the best teachers ever. And Mr. Stroud, thank you so much. I respect you so much because you were my chaperone for Vietnam. And I know that must have been a really difficult undertaking for me. So thank you so much. And I also thank Mr. Ashby for working on my voice. And also he was the one who got me into the boys choir. So I would like to thank you so much for introducing me to that great gift. And in the last few years, I've gotten the experiences of a lifetime. So thank you so much. And I think that in addition to passing out on the altar of the Philadelphia Basilica are one of the best, most precious things that money can't buy. So I would just like to say thank you so much.
Thank you, Jack. Congratulations. And now we'd like to hear from and congratulate Devin Casas.
Hey, I'm Devin Casas. I'm a bass 2. I've been in the choir for 5 years. To start off, I want to thank Mr. Smith for finding my wallet 3 times in Vietnam on 3 different airplanes. So, and in Italy, I really the boat was unbelievably small in the room, and I was with Dante, AJ, and Zach, and there was no room for us to walk, and I was getting very claustrophobic, but Dante calmed me down. Thank you. And then now I want to go for the thank yous. I want to thank my mom for everything she's done for me, my pop up in heaven, my nanas on both sides of my family, and everyone else who has helped raise money for me and to go on tour and support me through my journey. I also want to thank Mr. Smith, Mr. Strout, Mr. Ashby, and all the other friends I've met who's helped me become a better singer and become a well-rounded person. I wouldn't change anything of it for the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Devin. Congratulations. And now we'd like to hear from Andrew Blum. Andrew, congratulations.
Hello. The choir's been amazing. You know, at first, I will say waking up at 7:15 on a Saturday morning really wasn't my favorite thing to do. But it quickly grew into something that I was excited for regardless of how early it was. I want to thank everybody, my entire family, my carpools, Miss Koenig, Mr. Ashby, and especially Mr. Smith and Mr. Strout. I've loved every second of the choir, and I'm really excited to continue my journey into the chorale.
Thank you, Andrew. Congratulations. And now we'd like to hear from Jackson Angermeyer. If I can find her screen. There you are. Congratulations, Jackson.
Hello, my name's Jackson Angermeyer, and I've been in the choir for 4 years, 3 in the performing, and I wrote a little paper that I want to read. Dear Mr. Smith, Mr. Stroud, and choir family, my time here at choir has been the best thing ever to happen to me. I remember first trying to get my blazer. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it because I only practiced by listening to the song soundtracks and didn't have much guidance. But sure enough, after 3 tries, I got my red blazer, and that's where the fun began. After the all the nutcrackers and pops might have felt like work at the time, but now I realized that I had
Okay, I'm having trouble hearing Jackson. How about you guys? Can you hear him?
No, I can't hear him.
Okay, Jackson, we're going to have to hold up. Okay,
I don't think he can hear us either.
We're going to come back to Jackson a little later because we can't hear you right now, Jackson. Try one more time. Can you say something?
Hello?
Okay, now we hear you. Maybe
Okay.
back up about 4 sentences.
Oh, did I say about getting my blazer on?
That's right around where you finished, after
Okay.
your 3rd try on the blazer.
Okay. But sure enough, after 3 tries, I got my red blazer, and that's where the fun began. After all the nutcrackers and pops might have felt like work at the time, but now I realize I had an opportunity of a lifetime. All the fun things we did and friends that I made during those times will stay with me. Every performance we did was incredible, and I loved every single.
We lost you again, Jackson. I'm sorry. All right, I think we're going to move on and come back to Jackson so he can finish up. So right now, we'd like to hear from...
Coliseum in Italy and the war fields in Vietnam. But like...
Jackson, we're going to hold up. See if we can get you a better connection, and we're going to come back to you in a little bit. And so right now, we're going to hear from Jeremy Allen. Jeremy, congratulations.
So I have been part of this organization, and I've had some great years and experience with the choirs. I've been part of this organization for 5 years now, and I'm so grateful for all the opportunities and friendships that I've received through this choir. I have so many people to thank, such as my mom and dad. None of this would have been possible without them. The countless hours of driving, helping me remember all my uniform, making sure I wake up and don't just lie there before choir, and helping me learn my blazer music. I also want to thank my Ama, who's literally my biggest fan. I also want to thank Mr. Ashby for helping me find my voice and helping me with my technique, and also Miss Kim, who has helped me with auditions and much of the musical theory that I know up to this point. I also want to thank Mr. Smith and Mr. Stroud and the whole organization of the Philadelphia Boys Choir and Girls Choir, because none of this could even been possible without them. I also want to thank Miss Kathy, the tour nurse, for having to deal with me with fever and tonsillitis and a concussion. So thank you. And next I want to thank all my friends in the choir, because you guys have just made the experience so much better. And finally, to all you candidates, you guys are going to have a great time. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. Congratulations. And now we'd like to hear from and congratulate Jason Adams. Congratulations, Jason.
Thank you. So, here we go. I've been in the choir for 3 years. I had 1 year in advanced cadets, and this is my 5th year, and I'm joining the chorale. My time here in the boys' choir was some of the best years of my life. The experiences you get to have on and off tour are amazing. There's never a dull moment when you are with the choir. Mr. Smith is the best conductor I could ask for. His kindness, patience, and musician skills are unmatched. Mr. Stroud is a great conductor as well. When I first met him, he seemed a bit scary. Once I got to know him, I found that he was quite funny. Mr. Ashby is a great vocal teacher. Without him, I would never have thought so much about my vocal technique. When I first joined the choir, I never expected to be going around the world. My very first tour was to Singapore and Vietnam. We flew out on the 4th of July. On our first night, we had an Independence Day celebration at the U.S. Embassy. Most kids were really tired due to the 12-hour time difference, but I was wide awake due to how excited I was. That whole trip was so much fun, and I don't think I ever would have gone there without the choir. While I did not get to do a homestay on this tour, I did get to do one in Italy, which was the best. It had to be one of my favorite experiences ever. I'd like to thank the following people, and thank you is not enough for all the work these people do. My mom, dad, sister, my mom, Mr. Dave, Baki, stepdad, the Bodies, my music teacher in elementary school, Miss Harmon, for introducing me to the choir, my big brother in the choir, River Bunster, and Julian Mills, who was like a second big brother to me, Miss Colazzo and the Scarpas, and the Kais for carpooling me, Miss Delane, Mr. Stefan, Mr. Mike Walton for dragging my dad into the choir, Miss Missler, Miss West, and all the volunteer choir moms and dads, Miss Kathy for being the best choir nurse, all my choir friends, and of course Mr. Smith, Mr. Stroud, and Mr. Ashby. For the new kids, while the choir may seem like a lot of work, especially if you are involved in sports, after-school clubs, or anything else like that, it is totally worth it. If you can go on tour, I would totally recommend it. It is so much fun. No one ever regrets going. You get to do some awesome things with the choir that most people never get to do in their life. And for some things, you may never get to do them again, like the Nutcracker or the Pops. So do it while you can. Enjoy your time in the choir. It will go by so fast. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations, Jason. Let's see. I see Jackson is here, but his screen's not up, so we're not sure about that. Also, I wanted to spotlight Connor just for a minute. Apparently, we had some issues with the YouTube, so Connor, after this is done, I would love for you to say your speech again so I have it recorded here for your family.
Okay.
With your screen showing, okay? Jackson, how are we doing over there? Can we give it a shot? Can you say something?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, let's try. You were talking about the Nutcracker and Pops. I think that's where we left off.
Okay. All the Nutcrackers and Pops might have felt like work at the time, but now I know I had the opportunity of a lifetime. All the fun things we did and friends that I made during those times will stay with me. Every performance we did was incredible, and I loved every single moment of it. Practicing to become a better singer every week was something that I always looked forward to. One of the best parts about choir is the tour. Tour is a special experience that only a few individuals get to do. Going around the world learning about people's cultures and singing to them is something people would wish for. Going to things like the Colosseum in Italy and the war fields in Vietnam felt surreal. I couldn't believe that I was in those places that you got to see in movies. All the food that we got to eat and the homestays that I got to be in taught me so much about the world that we live in today. Thank you, Mr. Smith, for teaching me how to be an excellent musician and how to be the
That's a shame. Okay. Well,
maybe you could try like turning off his video.
Yeah, perhaps.
Harry Potter audiobooks.
Oh.
Thank you to my big brother Nard, who
You're
helped me
back,
get
Jackson. So go back to where you said thank you, Mr. Smith. That's where we left off, and then your sound cut out again.
Well, give us one last shot here.
Okay. Thank you to Mr. Smith.
No, that's all right. Okay. So first of all, congratulations to these guys. You know, it's not easy speaking to a screen. I guess in some respects it's easier than a live audience. Maybe there's less nerves, but on the other hand, he's not getting to hear us. We're over here clapping, or at least I'm here clapping, laughing, smiling. So, you know, please know, guys, that we appreciate what you said, and I know your families did too. And hopefully, maybe some of them type some comments. You'll get to read those comments a little later. Wanted to take some time to recognize some boys for perfect attendance last season. So I calculated all of the rehearsals and the performances, and last year for the boys in the choir, they had to come to choir 106 times. So throughout the year, there were 106 times they came into choir. Again, for rehearsals, all the performances, the pops, the nutcrackers, everything. And so we've got to recognize the effort that all of you put in. Now, some of you guys made it to every rehearsal, but maybe you got sick a few times. And so we certainly appreciate your effort and your commitment to the organization as well. But we're actually going to recognize the kids who somehow miraculously made it all the time, had no conflicts, didn't happen to get sick. Unfortunately, December's the toughest. If you get sick, you miss like 4 performances, and that's just the luck of the draw, you know. But so I have a record actually of everybody's attendance, and we're going to recognize for, we call this excellent attendance. These kids missed 5 things out of the 106. They've only missed 5 either rehearsals or performances. And you guys will be getting a certificate to recognize you. Of course, I can't give it to you now, but you will get one. So the boys that have missed 5 for the whole year were Jackson Strong and J.D. Scarpa. And the boys that had missed only 4 for the whole year, Josiah Jonikin, Josiah Harris, Leo Gade, Paxton Ellis, Dante DeMeo, and Luke Brooks. And then the boys with outstanding attendance missed only 3 out of the whole year. We have Justin Kai, Jackson Angermeyer, and Dan West. And we have one boy who missed 2 out of the whole year, and that's Peter Kim. We have one boy who only missed 1 out of the whole year, Lucas Drass. And then for perfect attendance, no absences the whole year, 2 boys this year, Asa Johnson and Max Ebenreiter. So congratulations to you guys. Fantastic. And we'd also like to recognize the chorale, who had some excellent attendance as well. Now, they had 75 because, you know, they're not in the Pops and the Nutcracker, which is a lot, and sometimes these other opera things that come up. So they had 75 things, and if they were in the choir for half the year, they had some more than others. So the following had excellent attendance for the year in the chorale: Max Hollis, Scott Crothamel, Connor Texada, Bruce Smith, Hunter Kaminsky, Luke Ganley, Aiden Barlock, and Owen Cruson. And we have one in the chorale that had perfect attendance for the year, and that was Michael West. So congratulations to you guys. Thank you to you guys. And thank you to all the others that I didn't call out. Many of you were right up there and had excellent attendance throughout the year. And I know it's a big commitment, and we certainly appreciate all the time you put in, but also your families that were able to get you there and stay on top of the insane schedules throughout the year. And so I hope the boys whose names, especially the boys whose names I just called out, you thank your families as well for making that happen and for keeping on top of things to get you there. Okay, next we would like to recognize Boy of the Year and Man of the Year. And so this is an honor that has been voted upon by the singers. So everybody in the chorale votes for the man in the chorale that they think really represents the chorale well, is dedicated to the organization, is a good musician, is committed, is a good role model for the younger kids, for the boys in the choir and the younger boys in the chorale, kind of exemplifies what it is to be in the chorale. And so out of all of your votes, you voted in June. We did this, obviously we had to do it online, and so we tabulated the votes. And for runner-up for Man of the Year in 2020, we have Bruce Smith, who happens to be my father. No coincidence, I didn't have any say. It was your vote, so we certainly appreciate that. And then the Man of the Year for the year 2020 is Scott Crothamel. So congratulations to you guys, and thank you for your commitment to the choir. And for Boy of the Year, again, all the boys in the choir voted for the boy they think best exemplifies what it is to be a boy in the Philadelphia Boys Choir. The commitment, the musicianship, the example they set to all the kids, representing the choir in true form. And so the runner-up for the was Jeremy Allen. Congratulations, Jeremy. And the Boy of the Year 2019-2020 that you guys voted upon, Dante DeMeo. Congratulations, Dante. We will be giving you guys some certificates also, so you can have this to remember. But congratulations to you. The boys and the men voted well, and they voted for a lot of other kids too. Unfortunately, we just picked the top vote and the next vote, but there were a lot of other boys and men that deserved a recognition, and they were recognized by their peers. So people notice. They notice the good examples you set and how you carry yourself, and it has an impact on them. So congratulations to all of you guys. So that's all we have for today. I would just like to give a word of thanks to the families of these alumni for your support of the organization, for your support of me too. I appreciate the communication I've had with many of you over the years, and I appreciate your support and the dedication that you have given, and we know it's a lot, and I believe, and I know you believe, the choir is a great experience for them. But not only is your son getting a lot out of it, we get a lot from him being here, a part of the organization too. So we thank you for that. All right, so we wish you all a good weekend. I'm going to end the live stream here on YouTube, but the alumni, if you could stick around on Zoom, that would be great. Again, families, thanks so much, and have a nice weekend.
Mr. Smith, Connor.
Okay.